and welcome back to the Virtual Entrepreneurship Center. We're talking with Mr. Al Davis of the East Alabama Workforce and Investment Network, and we were really having a great conversation regarding maximizing regional workforce resources. You know, you were talking about the enormity of the region in which you oversee. So if you don't mind, pick back up with some of that, because before we signed off on the last module, you know, you were really laying out, you know, the geography of this region.
Well, our region, we're quite blessed to have Lee County as one of our counties. Mm-hmm. And of course, the Lee County area is probably one of the most fastest growing probably the southeast. Mm-hmm. It has some of the most tremendous success in terms of recruiting new industries to this part of the state of Alabama. So just that one county alone, there's a major need to ensure that the workforce stays at a high peak, because we not only are bringing in new industries in this region, but the industries we have are expanding.
Let me ask this question, you know, because you mentioned that in terms of the other module. You know, you talked about tourism, you talked about healthcare, you know, you talked about manufacturing. What's really hot? If I'm, you know, a very savvy, almost serial kind of entrepreneur, you know, so a lot of entrepreneurs don't always go into the venture in which their educational training and background is in. You know, people look at opportunity, and opportunity is a transdisciplinary sort of track event as far as I'm concerned. A savvy, smart person with multivariate sets of skills, with the industries that you consider to be hot, what should they be leaning towards?
Well, I'll give you an example. Our region is quite unique in that there's a portion of it that's heavily manufacturing, and that's the Lee County and Chambers area. There's portions of our region that's heavy tourism. So if you look at Bullock, if you look at Macon, and even now in Phoenix City, you would never imagine, but we have whitewater rafting in Phoenix City. Okay. Best facilities in the country. So if you're a type of person that's interested in tourism, I think there's tremendous opportunities in each of those communities.
Okay.
To start a budding business that's geared towards the tourism industry.
Okay.
We also have got quite a few healthcare facilities in this region. So, and healthcare is a hot career, has always been, and it is continues to be in this region. So if you're an entrepreneur looking to do something in the area of healthcare, you have a particular talent in that area in terms of supplier or whatever case might be, healthcare is there. So besides manufacturing, which is as hot as it can be probably anywhere in the country in this region, and anything supporting the manufacturing sector, you got tourism, you got healthcare. So all of, to be honest with you, most of our industries are pretty hot.
Is there something that's, if we had the Kentucky Derby, you know, you just named those 3 stallions and thoroughbreds that are out there running that race. Is there a 4th piece that's out there, 4th industry sector cluster that's out there that's slowly creeping up? And if people had some intel about it, we might look at launching a venture to be, you know, within that particular supply chain.
Because this region is growing, and if you look at the population of this region, you can remember from when you were here and how much it's grown since then. Okay. Anytime you're growing from a manufacturing standpoint, the healthcare system is growing, tourism is growing. There's always a need for service-related industry. Understood. So whether it's in food care or whatever the case might be in terms of the service industry, I think there's a lot of opportunities even in the service sector.
Okay. What would you say are some of the key issues that entrepreneurs need to be aware of in terms of quality workforce for local businesses? What are some of the issues?
Well, what I hear from my major manufacturers, as well as what I'm hearing from my small businesses, the soft skills are still a major need on the part of whether you run a McDonald's or whether you run, you know, a major automotive manufacturing supplier. The soft skills.
Everybody doesn't really get a grip on the soft skills. You know, if I were to ask 5 other people give me your take on soft skills, I probably get 5 different kinds of reactions. What's your reaction to what are the probably 4 or 5 key soft skills that are just significantly important to the entrepreneur and small business process?
Well, we would probably feel somewhat comfortable with having good soft skills, because when we grew up, our parents made sure we did some things. I'm not sure that's always happening now.
Right.
Showing up for work on time, that was never an issue for myself, or maybe for you, but that is an issue for a lot of young people. It's getting to work on time, learning to work as teams. Because mostly, whether you're in the service industry or in the manufacturing industry, you have to learn to work as teams. So that's a big issue, is whether or not you have the capacity and ability to work as a team player.
Right.
So just getting to work on time, understanding the need to be there on time, how to work as a team, how to just do some basic computer skills, which are critical. Just even a little communication skills. You see that lacking a great deal as we move around and talk to our industry partners and business partners.
I don't know if people realize how critical what you just said is. As you go through your walk in your position in this workforce network, how often are you hearing employers and small business owners bring up this as an issue?
Every time I have a conversation with them, it's just that important to all of them. So anytime I'm engaged in a conversation with an industry or small business, that is always one of the items of discussion.
Now, I'm listening to this as a would-be entrepreneur, and I'm kind of thinking, I might want to hold off before I step out there, because this seems like a problem that needs to be solved. But it is a problem that somebody's attempting to solve within your network and region. Who might be some of those players that are working to solve that problem?
Not only do we address it from a regional standpoint, but we're meeting as a council.
Okay.
And sometimes that means improving, and I think where our really biggest focus on is on our young people. Is you can't wait till they graduate from high school and begin to teach them soft skills, or even have that discussion. It's something that we are trying to make sure we interwoven throughout their education. So by the time they graduate high school, they understand the needs to be on time before they go out and get that first job. So we try to include that in all of our youth programming, whether it's part of our career expo or whether our career clusters when we go into schools and talk to the young people. Any program that we're engaged in with young people, we have a faith-based initiative where we work with the churches. We also make sure that they make it a part of their discussion within their own churches about the need to make sure people understand the importance of soft skills.
I got a funny feeling that I'm going to probably want to do another 2 or 3 modules with you, because you're laying out some pieces that are really of interest to me. I'm an entrepreneur, so and I'm in Lee County, Alabama, and in your regional network. What are the keys to tapping into the regional workforce network that you oversee?
Pick the phone up and call. And we'll get you engaged as much as you want to be. We have various committees that's part of our regional network, and so there's a place for everybody.
The reason I laugh is because it sounds kind of simple, but it is actually difficult for some entrepreneurs and business owners to do just that. Because what you just indicated is that they got to reach out themselves. They got to seek information. They got to be able to seek these resources out. And yes, pick up the phone and call. What direction is our regional workforce going, in your opinion, right now?
I think as a region, we are very fortunate. We actually have industries that are willing, and businesses that are really willing to work together. And that's the one thing that I treasure so much about this region. We've got some solid partners, whether it's educational, whether it's industry or business, they're all at the table. And I'm seeing that even as we approach our major project, our Career Expo. We've got volunteers coming from left and right. We've got businesses that are already committed to participate. So I think one of the things that I enjoy the most about this outreach approach is that we realize we got to work together.
Understood. You know, before we engaged you in this module, we had somewhat of a conversation about Career Expo. If there's some young person that's probably looking at this module, what would you tell them about Career Expo to entice them, as well as some entrepreneur and small business owner about the effectiveness and the creditworthiness of the Career Expo?
And we're doing this Career Expo for 8th graders. And we didn't pick 8th graders out of whim. By the time a young person get to 8th grade, they're beginning their career preparation. Actually, they begin to formulate their career plan, which they pretty much lay out by the time they get to 9th grade. So the purpose of the Career Expo is to expose these young people to all of the career opportunities in this region. So we'll bring together over 4,000 8th graders over a 2-day period. Auburn University is going to host us.
Okay.
And we're bringing industries, and it will not just be the industry setting up a table, but they'll actually bring in what it is that they produce and allow the young people to have an opportunity to feel, touch, ask questions. They'll have their people from their various industries and businesses on site to be able to participate with the young people. And so they'll walk away understanding that there are a lot of opportunities out here. There are a lot of career paths, maybe some that they never knew about.
Okay.
And so it is exposure from our perspective for the young people as they begin to make their decisions about
what kind of reaction have the entrepreneurs themselves and local businesses had to this Career Expo?
It'd be an opportunity for them as well.
Okay.
They said it's all about planning for your future workforce.
Okay.
So whether you're an entrepreneur or business or industry.
Al, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
We're going to sign off now. Take care.